Seoul, South Korea. The sound of a knock on the door echoed in the quiet of the morning in the Elite 81 area. The time was 6:43 when a mysterious black car stopped without warning in front of the House of World megastar Jungkook of BTS. No assistants, no manager. There is no public schedule to indicate a person's presence. But that morning marks the beginning of a new chapter that no one could have imagined. Jungkook's parents arrived suddenly, unannounced, with questioning faces and unmistakable eyes, suspicious, wary, even a little worried. What exactly happened? This news immediately became a hot conversation, igniting a storm of discussions not only among the army, but also netizens who have only seen the perfect side of the idol's life. But this time, the aura of perfection seems to be disturbed by one thing that cannot be covered even though the walls of Jungkook's house are made of the most expensive marble stone and equipped with high-level security technology. There was something suspicious in the house, and Jungkook's parents know it. They come not just to visit their beloved child, but to find out what is really hidden behind the silence of the magnate's modern palace. Question after question sprang up. Why did they come so early in the morning? What are they looking for? And even more disturbing, did they find anything? Our exclusive source, who declined to be named, said that the father appeared to be walking quickly towards Jungkook's private room with a face full of pressure. The mother followed from behind, looking calmer but continuing to observe every corner of the house. There were small whispers between them, as if they were strategizing or matching a clue. Not long after, the sound of the recording room door opened, and that's when the tension reached a breaking point. According to reports, Jungkook's parents discovered something unusual, a hidden room that they had never known existed. The room, which lies behind a luxurious Scandinavian-style wooden cabinet, is neatly hidden with a secret door mechanism that can only be opened with a scan of Jungkook's fingerprint. But somehow, the father managed to get in. A few minutes in the room, it becomes a moment that makes the atmosphere of the house change drastically. They came out with grim faces, then sat down in the living room. There was a long conversation. There's a rising voice. There was Jungkook, who finally appeared from upstairs with a confused face, like he had just woken up from a long sleep or hiding something. Jungkook went down the stairs with hesitant steps. His hair was a little messy, wearing a loose black t-shirt and training pants. Not as usual. Usually he is well-groomed, full of energy, and with a warm smile welcomes anyone who enters his house. But this time it's different. Very different. His face showed a confused, anxious, even a little scared expression, something rarely seen from a world superstar who is known to be full of confidence on stage. As soon as he saw his parents, his expression turned tense. The mother stood up from the expensive white leather sofa, walking up to him slowly. "What are you hiding here, Jungkook?" His mother's soft voice sounded piercing, while the father just sat quietly, looking down, as if holding back the emotions that exploded in him. Jungkook was silent, did not immediately answer. His eyes turned to the closet that had been opened. He knew they had found the room that he has been guarding closely even from those closest to him. No HYB staff knows. No manager ever came in. The room is not for the public. Not for anyone. Not even for his family. It was its own forbidden place. The place where he kept the deepest part of his life, the one he never wanted to open to the world. But that morning, all those secrets began to open one by one. "Why did you open it?" he asked in a hoarse voice. But his question actually made the father get up, go up to him, look him deeply in the eyes, then said in a tone almost shouting, "Because we feel that there is something you are hiding. We're your parents, Jungkook. And you don't look happy anymore since moving into this house." That sentence made Jungkook transfixed. He wants to deny, but it's hard, because in reality, he's not entirely happy. This mansion, said to be Jungkook's palace, slowly became a silent prison. Behind the soundproof walls, among crystal chandeliers, modern paintings, and sophisticated technological fixtures, a sense of loneliness is hidden that is slowly eating away at his heart. And that secret room was where he hid it all, a video diary. A notebook full of dark scribbles, a picture frame that was never put on display, and letters from someone who was never named. The source we managed to contact claimed to have seen Jungkook sitting alone for hours in the room. Even when there is no busy schedule, he prefers to lock himself there rather than go out or meet with colleagues. Not a few speculate that the idol is experiencing mental stress or even trauma that has not been cured. But one thing that was more surprising was his father's discovery. In the room, they found a small, old, and worn-out wooden box. Inside were foreign-looking objects, including a ring, a small piece of cloth with a red stain, as well as a partially torn old photograph. Who was the woman in the photo? Why was his face torn off? And why are they stored so carefully, as if harboring such strong and painful memories? Jungkook did not answer directly. He just stared at the floor, then took a deep breath before saying, "That's a part of the past that I won't be able to explain right now." The mother cried, not because he was angry, but because he felt that there was something so deep in his son's heart that he could not touch it. Meanwhile, the father just walked out of the house, closed the door hard enough, and left, leaving a silence that was more piercing than before. It was a day that will never be forgotten. Because for the first time, Jungkook's parents feel alien to their own child. Shortly after the event, social media exploded. Some paparazzi managed to capture photos of Jungkook's parents' car leaving the luxurious residence. Speculation immediately grew wild. Many associate it with old issues about depression, pressure from HYB, to rumors of secret romances that have only been whispered in the entertainment industry. Some loyal fans are even more worried. They recalled some of Jungkook's live broadcasts before his enlistment, when he repeatedly uttered ambiguous words like, "I want to live like a normal human being," or "sometimes I even forget who I really am." At that time, the words were considered just a philosophical reflection of an artist. But now, it all feels like a forgotten beginning. This room is no longer just a secret room. It has become a symbol of something much bigger: cracks, old wounds, and a never-ending search for self. A few days after the incident, HYB did not give an official statement. They chose silence, a move that actually provokes even more suspicion. There are rumors that the room will be sealed, that some staff will be asked to assess its contents. But what was most surprising was the news from an insider who mentioned that Jungkook himself requested that the house be sold. The dream palace that was built with those years of sweat and hard work. The house he said he took refuge in after his world tour, where he rested, where he celebrated great achievements. Now he wants to leave. "This house is not my home anymore," Jungkook allegedly wrote in a message to his closest staff. "I don't even know why I built it like this. It was like I was running away from something. But it turned out that I just locked myself up." The words, once again, shook fans. Someone's crying. Some refuse to believe. But one thing is certain: Jungkook's impeccable image is cracking. But it was precisely because of that crack that many felt they loved him even more, because they finally saw Jungkook as a human being, not just an idol. The following days, the atmosphere in the house became quieter. Several cars in and out, possibly from security or management. Jungkook did not appear in public. It disappeared from radar. His social media accounts were inactive for several days. No updates, no new songs, no live sessions. Silence. It was as if he was completely alone, trying to understand what was happening inside himself. But a close friend gave me a hint.